The views and opinions expressed on Beautiful Disasters are those of the panelists and not those of the Geeks Under the Influence Network, their sponsors, or anyone else involved. Also, there is going to be a lot of adult language used on this podcast, so please keep your little kitties away.
Welcome back to Beautiful Disasters, Schlock Abuse Edition.
Fuck yeah.
I'm F.U. Hunter, and with me, as always, is...
The Grutz.
So, this Schlock Abuse that I gave you, we talked about on the prior Schlock Abuse episode that this is one of the rare occasions where we had actually seen each other's Schlock Abuse prior to issuing it. I was staying at a friend's house, and she randomly was playing this on Amazon, and about halfway through I realized this movie is fucking terrible.
Awful.
Yeah. And I said, I need to share this with Grutz. So, so the Schlock Abuse feature that I gave you was called
Boo.
Now, just to make sure, we're not talking about Medea's Boo.
No, and there's another Boo movie from 2019.
It's a popular title, apparently.
Yeah, no, this is from 2005. And this is from the director who later did Sharknado.
That tells you some quality there. So, wow, the actual director of Sharknado? This is one of his early movies?
He wrote and directed this.
Wow.
Yeah, his name is Anthony C. Ferrante. And... he needs a new line of work, I guess.
Oh man,
because
I felt a little guilty about this, but then I remembered some of the prior Schlock Abuse movies that you've put me through. I always reference, Ride on the Bus with My Sister, and that brings out the I'm gonna have to give him the most shitty movies, and this one I could verify was complete shit. So that was your that's your Schlock Abuse.
Yeah, no, it was bad. There's nothing good about this movie. So this is gonna be quick because, god damn, man.
I was gonna say there's not that much plot to it. So.
Really isn't, and it's. I mean, overall, this is like a trapped in an abandoned hospital ghost movie situation. With the right writer, the right director, and a good cast, this could have been a good movie.
Yeah.
Legit, but it just was not.
No, it wasn't.
And
I think in some parts blatantly stealing from movies that we actually do like.
Oh, yeah.
But in not well-executed ways.
Yeah, even the jump scares that were supposed to be there, where they hit you with the big sound like, something, where it's supposed to get you, it didn't get you.
Oh, on a side note, so Charlotte, some movies, she, like jump scare movies, she can't watch. Like Hereditary, she watched that with me, and by watch that, most of the movie, she covered her eyes and had me tell her what was going on. This movie was not like that. That's how that tells you how shitty the jump scare level of this is. Midway or past midway point, she's like, wow, this is not scary at all. Like, this is not fucking with me at all. This is just dog shit. No,
it's not great. And there's basically nobody in it of note other than Dee Wallace, who has a small role.
God damn it, Dee, stop it. This is now, by the way, I believe the second movie, a Schlock Abuse movie that we covered that had Dee Wallace in it, because she was also in Robo Croc, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, she.
D, come on.
Mad props to you. You're working, but don't take every job.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Ugh.
So, all right. So the basic plot of this movie is there's a bunch of kids. They're like maybe in college age, young, early 20s, something like that. And it's basically a crew like I Know What You Did Last Summer,
Yeah.
Something like that. And they're so generic.
You get your douchebag jock guy from Remember.
Yeah, you get the slut, you get like the sensitive dude, and you get the final girl. Okay, and that's the crew there. And then they're basically setting up a situation where their other friend has gone into this abandoned hospital and is going to set up some like Halloween scares because it's Halloween time. You know, the movie kind of opens with our final girl, which I did not even take the time to learn any of their names.
Why?
It was stupid.
Yeah.
So she's at her house and doorbell rings. It's a little trick-or-treater and gives out some candy. And there's a strange dude behind her. And she turns around. He scares her with a mask on. It's her boyfriend or, man friend, whatever. And you're just like, oh, wow. Okay, so there's the first jump scare that we're supposed to have. Nope. And good Lord.
I see your head like, I'm waiting for like just blood be coming out of your ears while you're trying to even explain this fucking movie.
So the friend of her friends that is setting up this situation at this abandoned hospital looks like a low-rent Balthazar Getty.
Oh, yeah.
And he's got a dog with him, and he's going through this place, and he's trying to set up little scare things with, like, wires and stuff and whatnot. He turns the power on for this abandoned hospital, which...
Where does this happen?
Why would they still have power?
Yeah, that always bothers me in these movies. Like, oh, the power's on. Like, it shouldn't be. I don't think that there's, power companies aren't usually like, all right, well, yeah, we'll leave it on for a little while longer, like 5 or 6 years, and then we're going to turn it off.
Yeah, it's still, he just hits all the breakers and everything turns on. Meanwhile, there's a side plot where this... preppy dude who may or may not be like a rookie cop. I don't even really understand, but he's friends with this older cop dude who used to be a blaxploitation actor.
Yeah.
And that was like the only interesting thing in the movie. And they show a snippet of him as Dynamite Jones in a movie called Count Pimpula. And I was like, why the fuck am I not watching that movie?
I know. You're like, I want to see that movie, not what we're actually fucking watching.
That would be awesome. Apparently, after his acting career, he became a cop, and he's been a cop for like 20 years now. So he's going to be like the veteran cop in this scenario. Anyway, low-rent Balthazar Getty is setting up some scare pranks at the hospital, and ends up like finding some creepy situations. There's like little flashes of like ghosts and stuff, and he's not noticing it. And then his dog, who's with him, kind of gets away, and then it's alluded that he's captured or killed or something like that.
Yeah.
And he ends up getting attacked by like a kid ghost, and
because he's on which floor?
I guess he's on the 3rd floor. I wasn't really paying attention.
There's this. I know there's a floor that like, oh, you're not supposed to be on that floor. That's where all the bad shit happens.
Apparently, yeah. So meanwhile, like the preppy dude, maybe cop rookie, is trying to get the veteran ex-blaxploitation guy to back him up because he's looking for his sister, who went missing a few days ago in this hospital.
Oh, okay, and that's a question I have real quick. So there's another set of dumbass kids that decided to do this also
before Halloween.
So, like, yeah, another set. We never meet these kids. They're like, hey, it'd be fucking awesome. Let's go to this abandoned, psychiatric hospital.
Right.
But not on Halloween. Before Halloween.
Yeah. So she's been missing a couple days. He's trying to find her. Tries to get the other cop involved. So they're going to make their way that way. Meanwhile, our protagonists, including Final Girl and the jock and the slut and the sensitive dude, they all get there. They get in, and immediately they're trying to like scare each other and stuff like that, and they're hoping to find their other buddy who set up the whatever scares are going to happen there.
Yeah, a lot of them are really fucking lame. Like,
yeah. So let's see what we got. At some point, preppy dude gets in there, and he ends up finding the dog, that has been like skinned and it's kind of gross looking on the ground. It's probably the only really good practical effect.
It's where the entire budget went.
Yeah.
They were able to get somebody that had watched enough of The Thing to do an interpretation of the dogs from The Thing. It's the best way I can put it.
Yeah, so The Thing, this dog, this like skin dog situation kind of like starts to get up and he shoots it and it just explodes and splatters everywhere. And you're like, wow, okay, that was gory.
Yeah.
Okay, that's, maybe this has a little promise.
No.
So, the final girl, while she's in there, she has a vision of like a dead man ghost situation. She has a vision of like her mother dying in this hospital at some point, and it's just like, okay, so she's having visions. She's obviously somehow tied to this place in one way or another. Whatever.
Can we throw in there real quick that a lot of the characters, and the thing that bothered me, and I'm just going to pipe up real quick, is that all of them use the fucking elevator in this abandoned fucking building. You know what? Great, the power still works. Okay, that's weird. Maybe don't go in the fucking elevator of the abandoned building. That's the easy way to fucking get killed. Just use the stairs.
Or even just stuck, since the power just got turned on after who knows how many years.
Yeah.
And yeah, this whole place is 5 levels in a basement. Just use the goddamn stairwell.
But no, I swear to God, every character is like, let's take the elevator. Like, no, stop it.
So the rookie preppy cop, whatever, if he was a cop, it's hard to tell.
I think he was like the son of a cop.
He was the son of a cop.
Because I remember him having a gun and a Bible, all his dad's stuff, and it was a gun and a Bible and something else. And he's like, that makes me a kind of a cop. Like, yeah.
And he's looking for his little sister, who he finds. She's all like freaked out and bugged out. Like she'd obviously had some kind of traumatic experience there. But he finds her, and God, man, there's so much insanely stupid and boring, interpersonal, like...
I remember the boyfriend of our final girl fucks final girl's best friend because she's a slut.
And apparently they had been for a while. Yeah. And he was like, well, I hope she never finds out. It's just like, I don't care about any of you. Yeah. Like, I literally don't. Like, the movie could have ended in 30 minutes with them all dying, and I would have been like, thank you for letting me out of this long-ass movie. It's 94 minutes.
At some point, doesn't their friend that had set everything up, that we pretty much assumed had been killed before they got there, doesn't he show up?
He shows back up.
But isn't he starting to like melt or goo or something?
So, yeah, the basic premise of what these spirits or ghosts or whatever in this place can do is they can possess somebody who's already died. And what ends up happening is they become meat bags that one bullet will explode them everywhere. Which is just hilarious. At least there's some splatter gore. But, yeah. So, yeah. Stupid, interpersonal, white suburban drama, exposition. Don't care about any characters.
But they try to do kind of like The Thing again, where you're questioning who's who and like who's a dead person possessed by a ghost. And I remember fucking shitty-ass boyfriend. I mean... he had to shut her up anyway. I mean, she was going to blab to his girlfriend that they kept fucking. So he decides that slutty chick is a ghost.
Yes, because they have a sequence where there's a floating clown. Like, oh, that's not funny. And then they look down and it's not standing on anything. So it's kind of floating. And then, they touch it and it falls down. Low rent Balthazar Getty shows up. He's all fucked up. They shoot him, he explodes, and then the preppy dude gets the gun the jock dude gets the gun from the preppy dude, and he thinks the slut is the next one possessed
because she's covered in goo, right? Isn't she covered in their friends? She's covered
in the other guy's goo when he splattered over everything,
right?
So he shoots her in the head, actually kills her.
Yeah.
And now her body is rife to become like possessed by somebody else.
Oh, that's right. There's another movie they're trying to steal from, which is Cabin Fever.
Yeah.
Because where like if you get the goo on you, then eventually you're
gonna become whatever.
Yeah, or you're just dead in a ghost. I don't know.
The jump scares are moronic. Like they're just so cliche. It's someone standing and there's a flash of someone behind them. They're so tired and old. like the effort made was just minimal.
I'm somehow taking such pleasure in the pain that you're going through with this. I don't know why, but
oh god, yeah. Floating clown had dropping maggots. Then they splatter the dude. Gets on her. He kills her. He kills the slut. Oh my god. Oh Jesus, you're dripping, I think was a line right before they shot low rent Balthazar Getty, who's just a bag of gore and just splattered everywhere. The king douchebag cheats on the final girl, kills the slut. Let's see here. Shoots the rookie's sister, possessed friends, splat, bloop. Yeah. King douchebag. Final girl has a so the final girl has a vision at one point of something that happened in the past. It was a vision of this weird looking dude who was in the psych ward, and basically like the nurse Ratchet character who was played by Dee Wallace.
That's right. That's where we get Dee Wallace.
And dude's trying to bust out, and creates a ruckus, and he's trying to get out of there. Sets a little fire in one of the rooms, and she's like, "You're not getting out," and she throws her keys out of the window.
That's right. She's like, "Fuck you! I'll get burned up, then let you out of this room.
You'll never get out." Blah blah blah.
Because I remember he take like a magazine, and he lights the magazine, and it's just this little fire. But she's like, "Well, I guess nothing we can do about it now." She just throws the keys out.
Yeah, I guess this hospital didn't have sprinklers.
Or even just a fire extinguisher. Because it's not a big fire.
It's not, really not.
She gives up pretty fast. She's like, well, that's a fire. This place sucks, so.
Yeah, you're not getting out. Over my dead body. I'm like, okay, whatever. So, yeah, she has that vision. She also has a vision of like her mother, who apparently died at this hospital. And then she has a vision of this little girl who got taken into a janitor's closet by the creepy old dude who's kind of like the ringleader ghost.
That's right, because
and apparently
somebody brought their child to the psych ward.
Yeah.
Unsupervised and...
Yeah, wasn't in a gown, wasn't a patient, apparently.
No.
And this little kid probably got like molested like a motherfucker in that janitor's closet.
Why are there children in a psych ward?
Nothing makes sense.
I know. It's just like, wait, we need a creepy child, so give her this origin. Who knows?
God. Oh, Jesus. And so the ex-blaxploitation actor cop veteran meets up with the preppy, son of his ex-partner or whatever in there because, he's going to help. They're making their way up. And the teenage crew is they all end up meeting back up together, and then we kind of have sort of a showdown where the slut has been reanimated. The ghosts are making appearances, and
you mean like kind of like Night of the Demons?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I just wanted to add another movie that this movie's trying to steal from.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Sorry,
it's pretty derivative. I do remember one line from Dynamite Jones where he's like, back in my day, you shoot a motherfucker and he stay dead. And I was just like, all right, that's an okay line. That was funny. Long story short, like...
I see your brain's just screaming at you right now.
Yeah, it goes back and forth.
Isn't where Final Girl and... Ghost of psych ward guy that set that place on fire. He's trying to get into somebody's body to get the fuck out. Isn't that like...
Yeah, like the slut is reanimated. She gets a big piece of wood shoved through her. She embraces the jock dude, stabbing him with it. She gets splattered. He quickly turns, and he's like, they end up shooting him. Turns out the sister of the preppy dude that was looking for her, she's already dead. So she's a meatbag too.
Wow, what a twist! Like
she gets
like Sixth Sense.
Yeah, I guess.
Check. Add that into check.
She gets splattered, and in the end, it is basically it's the preppy dude, the blaxploitation cop, and the final girl that are trying to make it out, and they figure out a way to stop the dude. I'm losing it now because I was I
think she sacrificed. If I remember, she sacrifices herself. She says, "Take me," and he's like, "All right, I'll get in your body to get the fuck out of here." But then there's some like tomfoolery. She's like, "Ooh, what you didn't think about is my mom gave me the strength to fucking push your ass out or something." Yeah. There's some like again, I think both of us.
Yeah, something.
At this point in the movie, our heads were throbbing so bad that we're like, I don't know. Somehow she defeated the weird molesty guy that got set on fire, and
I was so disengaged. I was just like, can this just end? When do the credits happen?
Yeah.
Because as soon as it fades to black, I'm turning this fucker off.
I give you props, man. You made it to the end, though, apparently. Just it's a faint memory, like this movie should be. Like, there's a reason this is free to view on Prime.
Oh, they got it for cheap.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is they might have to pay like 10 cents per viewing.
If that.
Yeah.
If that. Yeah, no, this movie should have been called Badly Used Horror Tropes.
It's like, have you seen this? Like there should have been titled like, remember that movie? In this movie? Like, because
we're doing it worse.
All they're doing is just stealing from movies. I forgot about the Sixth Sense, the sister that's not actually alive bullshit.
Yeah. Now, Boo. Oh, God. This movie is just dog shit. It literally, like, it's one of those films that is just so uninspired and so bad that you don't care about any character. You don't care what happens. At some point, you just want it to end, and the only reason I made it all the way through is because I wanted to record an episode.
You're like, I need some more content. And mind you, Dee Wallace is in this movie.
Yeah, she probably shot all of her scenes in one day.
Oh, absolutely.
And probably
she's all flashback from what I remember.
Yeah, exactly. And she got her paycheck and was like, all right, I'm done with this.
I've put you through a lot of schlock abuse movies that are fucking terrible. This is the one I think I have come the closest to breaking you. And you watched Titanic too.
I did.
Yeah.
I did fall asleep the first time trying to watch this movie, and I had to go back. And I will gladly admit that towards the end of this movie, there are points where it was just dragging so much, because this is a 94-minute movie, which should have been 74 minutes.
Yeah, there's... Again, I think the director was like, I've got to add all these, because there's that whole backstory about which, again, you know what? Probably there wasn't that. And then they somehow got Dee Wallace to agree to do one day of filming. It's like, oh shit, now that I got this, we're going to add a whole fucking dog shit backstory to the origins of the fucking ghost.
I want to say this movie was probably made for like $150,000.
Yeah.
If that. And her one day of shooting was probably 10% of the budget.
And then the dog effect was probably most of the other stuff. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, that's Boo. Like, basically, it's just the final girl, preppy dude with the dead sister, and the blaxploitation cop.
Which you had potential with that. Like, you could have played it up. He could have been killing motherfuckers and throwing out, like, old school lines from his movies. But no, he doesn't. He's barely in it. He shows up at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then he pops up every once in a while. But the selling point would be, oh shit, let's see what they do with him.
He had one or two decent lines, but like...
He should have had more. He should have been throughout it. He should have been fucking Ash and just throwing out one-liners left or right as he's fucking taking out Ghost.
If this movie had not tried to take itself seriously, had a different writer-director, and maybe a different cast, it might have been fun.
Yeah.
Like, honestly. Like, it really could have...
Dude, that's what I'm saying. If you get a movie where, like, literally he's just throwing out lines and, like, you got to set up one bullet fucking makes these things explode. But no, he was too busy rewriting bullshit to actually make a fun movie, a fucking terrible, not scary, like, horror movie.
So apparently the only other person in the movie other than Dee Wallace that had any credit that I recognized was this dude who played the blaxploitation cop. And he had a character in Judge Dredd, the old school Stallone one.
Really?
So next time I watch that, I'm going to be looking out for this dude and just be like, hey, it's that guy.
Yeah, there you go.
But
well, kind of like in the schlock abuse I had, just one scene, but I was like, hey, it's that black dude from fucking RoboCop that's in the bathroom scene where they're talking shit and then, he gets fucking pissed on, or whatever happened.
Yep. Oh, God. That was Boo.
Again, not Medea's Boo, just regular Boo, and not the other movie that's called Boo. So, look, what year is this one again?
Yeah, there were a lot of Boos, but I was like, this is the one for 2005.
Okay. So make sure if you want to hurt your brain, this is the 2005 Boo as opposed to the other Boo. I mean, should we do a sequel, Schlock Abuse, and have you watch one of the other Boos?
I mean, honestly, I would take a Medea movie over this one.
That's a bold statement there. I don't know if you've watched a Medea movie, but you know what? This was pretty fucking terrible. So maybe that is something that could happen.
Well, yeah. Well, we got other options.
Yeah, you just backed up. You went, I'll do a fucking Medea movie for. Well, hold on a second. Let's not get too crazy here. Maybe not that level.
Oh Jesus. Yeah. No, this was bad. I got nothing good to say about it. I wasted my time. But hey,
it's all for the good cause of schlock abuse.
Indeed. So, and speaking of that, we will definitely have more schlock abuse coming up soon. We got some great full episodes coming up in the near future, and we also have a new one, new concept that's going to be dropping soon, where I'm watching movies with my buddy Jesse, and they're movies that have never been released on a modern format. So it's movies that have been released on something up through Laserdisc and nothing beyond. So no DVD, no Blu-ray. So they're kind of more obscure, but they're fun little episodes.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
And there's some stuff that should be on DVD that never was.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And even though there's some great, releasing houses that are finding these movies, like Vinegar Syndrome and whatnot, there's still a lot of stuff out there that just never got any kind of a modern release. So
and sometimes it's just a process.
Yeah. And sometimes they're just that bad.
Yeah, that's true.
And we'll find out. In any case, what do we got to do? We got to plug some stuff or what?
Yep. So, you can go to our Facebook site, throw us suggestions, things like that. Of course, you can always go to GUIPodcast.com to look at all the amazing shows on the network.
Hell yeah.
I've heard some of them are pretty fun, besides ours.
They sure are, man.
Yeah. As always, when you go on that site, we've got some merch on TeePublic. You click on the link. We've got 2 designs. You can get shirts, banners, laptop covers. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff. I just know it's not koozies because that's something that upsets Lowdown Brown. So,
that's right.
Yeah, and then also, there's a link for Amazon. Click on the link. Doesn't cost anything extra, but gets us a little revenue to help out, so we can walk through Second Charles, find some shit movies to inflict on each other every once in a while. So
yeah, we ran into each other the other day there.
That's right. I think that's what I had, Roadhouse 2 for you. I don't know. I can't remember, but anyhow, but yeah, so, just check out the website, again, give us feedback, if there's movies, either, something for a full length or even just a schlock abuse, send our way. So, what else am I forgetting?
No, that's pretty much it. Just basically, we appreciate you guys all listening. We love your feedback, and check us out real damn soon. I've been the Grutz.
Have you honor.
Thank you.
Coming straight from the mouths of madness, I'm Lowdown.
I'm FU Hunter.
Do you love horror?
We fucking do.
So this is a podcast dedicated to all things in cinematic horror. We're talking movies, television, composers, special effects artists. We're gonna fucking cover it.
So if you love horror,
embrace the madness.
In a world ravaged by movie studios that keep rehashing the same things, only one podcaster has the guts to make it even worse. Join Mike the Hobbit as he traverses the internet to bring you some of the best and worst ideas for reboots, remakes, and reimaginings of some of your favorite and least favorite TV and film properties. Ideas like a John Waters He-Man movie, Fantastic Four the musical, and Aliens, done entirely with marionettes. What podcast would bring this evil upon the world? This is Smack My Pitch Up. Available anywhere you get your podcasts.
GUIPodcast.com.